All right, guys, for math today, you should have already watched the video of Mrs. Say explaining the new graphing lesson to you. And next, you're going to go to this Google form that has today's date, and we're going to go through those answers together. So if you need to pause this recording so that you can fill in your answers, or if you want to have a scrap piece of paper next to you so that you can write those down, I might go a little bit fast, but remember you can always come back and listen again or pause as needed. So go ahead and write your name in here, and then we'll get started on the first graph. So this one is just an example that they have given to us to look at. So it says, Annie made a pictograph to show the types of books she read last summer. How many more mystery books than comedy books did Annie read? And here we have the different categories. So biography, comedy, mystery, and fantasy. Count to find how many of each type she read. They have already counted for us, and I can see that there's not a key on this one. So remember, Mrs. Say said if there's no key, you can usually assume that each book means one. So for biography, they counted 1, 2, 3 books and wrote the number 3 on top. Comedy, I see 1, 2. Mystery, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And fantasy, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now our question is, how many more mystery books than comedy books did Annie read? So first they put in the number for mystery, which was 5. Then they're subtracting the number of comedy books, which is 2. 5 minus 2 equals 3. Annie read 3 more mystery books than comedy books. Your first question says, how many biography and fantasy books did Annie read in all? They want us to put those numbers together. So biography was 3, fantasy was 4. If I put them together, 3 plus 4 equals, go ahead and put in your answer. Number 2, how many fewer comedy books than biography books did Annie read? This word right here, fewer, tells me that they want my number to be smaller. So I'm going to subtract. Comedy books was 2. Biography books was 3. If I'm doing subtraction, make sure that I put the biggest number first. So 3 minus 2 equals what for this answer? Number 3, how many books in all did Annie read last summer? These words right here, in all, tell me that I'm going to add every single one of those books together. So I need to add 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 4. When you have the total for all 4 of those numbers put together, you can put that on answer number 3. All right, let's move on to the next graph. This is a bar graph. The bar graph shows the number of each type of book Eddie read last summer. We have science fiction that went all the way up to line 5. Mystery went all the way up to line 5. Art went up to line 2. And comedy went up to line 4. Question 1 says, Eddie read the same number of blank and blank books. So look at your chart up here. Which 2 have the same number? When you find that answer, type in the type of book in this line. Remember that you're looking for 2 types that are the same. Next question says, Eddie read blank more comedy books than art books. So let's look at comedy, which was 4, and art, which was 2. We're going to go ahead and subtract. 4 minus 2 equals what? Fill that into the next question. Next one, Eddie read blank mystery and art books. So let's add together mystery plus art. Mystery was 5, art was 2. 5 plus 2 equals what? Eddie read a total of blank books that were not science fiction. So go ahead and look at all 3 of these that are not science fiction and add together. 5 plus 2